Currently, I'm reading George Gamov's the Mr. Tompkins in Paperback. Now, Gamov was a renowned physicist and cosmologist who made significant contributions to our understanding of the universe. His writings span various topics, including the Big Bang Theory, cosmology, genetics, and science popularization. Of course, his key contributions are the Big Bang Theory. It was popularized or proposed by the Belgian priest and cosmologist Georges Lemaitre. I hope I'm correcting it. Lemaitre in 1927. He talked about the expanding universe model and derived what is known as Hubble's law. The Big Bang Theory is the leading explanation of the origin and evolution of the universe. So, to this, Gamov accepted and advocated and developed the Big Bang Theory. He proposed that the universe began as a hot, dense state and expanded rapidly. His work on cosmic nuclei and the prediction of cosmic microwave background radiation were pivotal in shaping modern cosmology. But the most important contribution of George Gamov is science popularization. An accomplished science writer making complex concepts accessible to non-science people or non-science, that is humanities background audience too. His books 1, 2, 3 to Infinity and Mr. Tompkins series are very popular and influential. Gamov's ability to convey complex scientific ideas in an engaging and accessible manner has inspired generations of scientists and science enthusiasts. Overall, George Gamov's writings have had a profound impact on our understanding of the universe. His contribution to modern cosmology and science communication remains invaluable. Truly. Also, are interesting his views on his proposal for atomic powered space flight. While visionary, of course, it is a vision. He being such a visionary, it still remains speculative and it hasn't been really widely adopted. Well, that's the ISBN for you. Well, in this book, the George Gamov, a foreword by Roger Penrose, Mr. Tompkins in Paperback, comprising Mr. Tompkins in Wonderland and Mr. Tompkins Explodes the Atom. Since his first appearance over 60 years ago, Mr. Tompkins has become known and loved by many thousands of readers as the bank clerk whose fantastic dreams and adventures led him into a world inside the atom. George Gamov's classic provides a delightful explanation of the central concepts in modern physics, from atomic structure to relativity and quantum theory to fusion and fission. Roger Penrose's foreword introduces Mr. Tompkins to a new generation of readers and reviews his adventures in light of current developments in physics today. In praise of the book, enthusiastically recommended to both scientific and general readers, says The Guardian. Scientific American says, will vastly fascinate the whimsical and is also entirely scientific. So Mr. Tompkins in Paperback by George Gamov, illustrated by the author John Hookham. It's by the Cambridge University Press, the publisher. This is all about copyright and ISBN, etc., publishers. I'll read a little from the foreword. It is an special pleasure to me that George Gamov's two gems concerning the two adventures of Mr. Tompkins in the wonderful world, conjured up when the speed of light is made small or Planck's constant large, are now reprinted in paperback. Whilst with hindsight, one may find details to quibble about, the excitement of these deeply delightful tales remains as fresh with me as it was some 50 years ago when I first encountered them. Though physics has moved on in many ways, the basic physics of relativity and quantum theory has not changed. By his ingenuity and narrative skills, Gamov is able to transform some of the puzzling and obscure mysteries of this basic physics, a physics which indeed is still modern, into magical and enthralling stories for children. I remember reading or being read the Tompkins stories as quite a young child, and I'm sure that their magic was responsible to a very considerable extent for the great excitement that fundamental physics has held for me for the rest of my life. I still vividly recall the tigers of the quantum jungle and the old wood carvers' boxes of mysterious colored balls, the nucleons, the realistically flattened bicycle, and the professor calling just lie down and observe as he and Mr. Tompkins see their miniature universe collapse inwards upon them. It was Mr. Tompkins who made the new physics vivid and real to me as a child, and I'm sure that he will continue to do the same for a great many others. Written in the early 1940s, updated in 1965, Gamov's main concern were the general principles of relativity and cosmology, of quantum theory and particle physics. Has his account become outdated? Except in certain details, the essentials of this physics have not changed, and so Gamov's descriptions remains to this day essentially modern. Perhaps in the main ways in which physics has moved forward since Gamov's time relate to particle physics. More particles are known now than in Gamov's day, but there are now good theories to describe them. We know something about nucleon substructure in terms of quarks, and the strong and weak interactions of particles in terms of gauge theories that underlie what is now known as Standard Model. The neutrino, whose existence was still enigmatic as Gamow first wrote, is now well established both theoretically and experimentally. With regard to relativity, Gamov's descriptions of flattened bicycles and city blocks are intuitively helpful, but they do not represent what an observer would actually see. Taking the finite speed of light into account, small objects would appear rotated rather than flattened as they flash by. He wrote before black holes were understood, which is a pity in view of the wonderful use that he could undoubtedly have made of them in his stories. The inevitability and the nature of the cosmic singularities that occur in black holes and the Big Bang led us now to doubt the oscillating nature of the closed universe. But Gamov's prophetic judgments concerning cosmology and the origin of the universe have profoundly understood the test of time. It remains undecided, as Gamov was undecided whether the universe is spatially open or closed, but the steady state has not survived, as Gamov has predicted, and his Big Bang picture of the universe's origin has convincingly won the day, says Roger Penrose, October 1992. George, in his preface, writes, in the winter of 1938, I wrote a short, scientifically fantastic story, not a science fiction story, in which I tried to explain the layman the basic ideas of the theory of curvature of space and the expanding universe. I decided to do this by exaggerating the actual existing relativistic phenomena to such an extent that they could easily be observed by the hero of the story, C.G.H. Tompkins, a bank clerk interested in modern science.